I'm a historian of Africa. I also work on European colonialism, imperialism, and I teach courses at Notre Dame on the history of Africa, the history of comparative European empires, and history just more generally. In my first book, An Uncertain Age, I look at ideas of age and ideas of masculinity and how those have changed over time in Kenya. My second book is called Imperial Blend, and it's a history of coffee in Kenya from its origins in the late 19th century, early 20th century, all the way up to the present. What I want from this book is for people to have a sense of, as the coffee machine is dripping the coffee into their pot, what is the long history of this beverage that they're making themselves? Kenyan coffee is a particularly interesting one because it starts off as a product of imperialism. It comes to Kenya on the backs of Christian missionaries. It is part of the construction of a violent settler colonialism in Kenya. It is the #1 producing export for the colony of Kenya well until the mid-20th century. And so Kenyan coffee is steeped in a very racial, violent history, but one that dramatically transforms once Kenya becomes independent. And suddenly Africans themselves are growing coffee, and African coffee production just explodes. The Kenyan government had to sort of seek structural adjustment in the 1980s. It fundamentally changed how the coffee industry worked. And even today, you have this sort of fourth wave, or some people may even say a fifth wave of coffee production. Every small town in America now seems to have their own boutique coffee roaster. But those folks can literally get on a plane right now. They can fly to Nairobi, they can get in a bus, they can go up into Nyeri and parts of coffee country, and they can meet coffee cooperatives and coffee producers and essentially negotiate terms where they can bring that coffee back. We're so much more connected now to the people who make our coffee than we ever were before. Notre Dame is an incredible place to do research, an incredible place to teach. I have colleagues who are always interested in what I'm doing. They're always asking me how my work is going. They're always asking to read my work and offer me help. We also have a lot of institutes, especially under the Keough School for Global Affairs, where you have places that draw together lots of interdisciplinary groups of scholars, political scientists, economists, historians, anthropologists, who are all sitting around a table trying to figure out, a historical problem and give you advice and to point you in a new direction. I have colleagues who have linguistic training, archaeological training, some have training in literary criticism. We borrow from as many different fields as possible to sort of concoct the best blend of mixed methods we can to tell the best story.